Okay, I get to know Swami way back in the mid 70s to late 70s. I had got a cousin who was much younger than me, and after finishing her grade 6, then she's onwards to a secondary school. Then she begins to have uh, painting spell weakness. So
And where was all this? In Malaysia?
yeah, in Malaysia, and then she was diagnosed to have hole in the heart. It's a she, and then the parents took her to University Hospital in Kuala Lumpur, somewhere around here. I was confirmed that she has got a hole in the heart, and then they went for treatment from Malaysia University Hospital to the well-known Tey Hock Seng Hospital in Singapore, and all the way to Philippines. Those days I got a Subic Bay, the American Army hospital down there, and there was no cure for a hole in the heart. Those days the technology was still very. Then she heard, the family heard about this the child surgeon, child cardiosurgeon called Dr. Brian Chang, I think so, in Sydney. That was murdered a few years ago. Came out in the press. So she went to Sydney and meet this famous child surgeon, and he examined her. It says that it is a very complicated location of the hole. He says that according to the mother, who is still living today, if he operates, she will die on the operating table. If he don't operate, he will live a couple of months. And from Sydney airport back to Kuala Lumpur, they met a few Indian ladies also coming back from Sydney, and it says that they asked the mother what happened to your daughter, and she related the story. Why not you? I bring you to see a doctor in India. And then of course there is no hope, but at least there's a hope, right? And they never tell her that doctor is called Sai Baba. So they follow her. They follow the Indian group of ladies to Puttaparthi. Those days, I think in the 70s, Puttaparthi is still very barren, right? And it was in the evening, darshan. And that's according to what the mother has said. I just relate the story, okay?
So this mother is your cousin, you said?
This mother is my auntie.
Your auntie.
That is a cousin. And Swami walked past her and put her hand on the chest. And she felt a surge of energy. From cannot walk very far, she can walk and climb the staircase. And when they came back, uh, they went back to University Hospital for confirmation. The hole has been patched. Amazing, right? She lived for 6 years. Then she died of something else.
Oh, okay.
I think Swami prolonged the life for the mother's love. That's, I think, is how I look at it.
Oh, what is your year of birth?
1957. Then my auntie brought back from India, the pocket calendar with Swami Miracle, my calling card, this and that. So she gave a copy of it. So I kept it. I kept it in one of those cabinet, and that's how I get to know Swami. But never actually came to know him further until 1996.
So what was your background? You were a Buddhist, you were a what, Christian, you were a
I am born a Taoist lah. Taoist. I mean, we are a combination of Taoist and Buddhism. It came 1996. Then I was working in the bank. And one of my bank's client or cup, and we become very close friend. He gave me a videotape. Those days, a big chunky VCR, they call it. God lives in India. They give it to me. I watched the tape. It was in Puttaparthi, and then the narration of Swami, this and that. Then it reminded me, oh, that's Sai Baba. Then I say, I want to go and see this man. And then that was towards the end of December 1996, Chinese New Year. Then I went to Bangsa Center. Then I said, the Chinese group were going by chartered flight to Puttaparthi for Chinese New Year celebration. Then I went and see them. They say all the flights are full from Malaysia to Chennai, Chennai to Bangalore, all are full. Then I told one of the organizer, I think it's Brother Leong, I said, I must go to India. You must help me, brother. I said, I don't mind to fly to London and fly down. I told him that. That's so crazy. And a few days later, he called me, oh, there is one seat left, but that is under Singapore International Airlines, and it's first class. I told him, I will take the seat. So that's my first time that I flew from KL to Chennai, middle of the night, Chennai, stay one night, next day by Air India to Bangalore. I think I stayed there squatting with a Chinese group, impromptu squatting Chinese group, I think for 3-4 nights. I never get a chance to see why you see people.
So Swami was in Vrindavan,
Bangalore,
So you were
Puttaparthi.
going to darshan to Whitefield.
No, Puttaparthi.
Oh, from Bangalore you went to Puttaparthi.
Yeah. I took a cab there. And my first experience, Swami. And then came the real miracle I experienced. The real miracle I experienced was how Swami saved a 2-year-old life. It was my niece, same age as my son now. My son now is 22. And that was December 1998. Christmas Day, December 23rd, 1998. I brought my wife and my 2-year-old daughter then. My daughter is 2 years old. I said, we're going to celebrate Christmas with Swami in Puttaparthi. So we went to airport, and that's how miracles happen. The other niece, with the same age as my daughter, has been having bout of high fever for 2 weeks. My niece.
Your sister's daughter.
Yes. My wife's sister's daughter.
Wife's sister's daughter.
Yeah. She was 2 years old, having bout of high fever on and off and off. And I told my sister-in-law, which is my wife's sister, which is having the daughter, why don't you go and see my pediatrician, Dr. Mutaya, for second opinion. Then she said, okay. Then I told Dr. Mutaya, I think my niece and my sister-in-law will come and see you in the evening about after 6. And by then we've gone up to the airport. And then we were in the lounge. Then we were in the lounge about 8 o'clock. Mutaya, hey, did my niece came and see you? He said, no, they never come. Then I called them at home. Hey, I booked for you, Dr. Mutaya, I waited for you, and you don't turn up. They says that, oh, we went to see a Chinese sensei, Chinese sensei, Chinese traditional medicine man. And he diagnosed her to be having typhoid. And then he gave some Chinese medical herbs. And then he said the temperature from 40 has dropped to 36. I said, wonderful. Those days, there is internet, but it's very slow. So I Googled what is all about typhoid fever. And I said, this girl cannot be having typhoid. I told my wife. Then the plane was supposed to depart KL Chennai at 10 at night. So we were in a waiting lounge. But then they came and said that, we have to reschedule the flight because the plane's toilet are not working. It's brand new Airbus 320, the toilets are not working. That's the first sign Swami stopped me from going. Then at 12 o'clock, they changed a new plane, and we went to the plane, and they upgrade me from business class to first class. And then the plane depart to the runway, and we were sitting on the runway for 1 hour, and then we come back. And the captain says that the plane radars are not working. I said, I feel very concerned why 2 planes are not working, So he said that we will leave tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, with another plane. I decided not to go. I decided not to go. That is December 24th. Then I went back. I saw my niece, and the temperature shot back to 40. So I said, I'm going to bring you personally to see Dr. Motaya. And when I reached Dr. Motaya's medical clinic, Dr. Motaya said, I don't think it's typhoid. He says that I want to do an x-ray instead of doing a blood test. I do the x-ray. I don't know whether it's the right chest or the right lungs or the left lungs. Totally dark in color. And he wrote a prescription to admit for treatment. And then we admit for treatment. And then we haven't gone to India yet. Then we decided not to go. We go a later date. And in that hospital, every day she purged blood, and the eyes, when she coughed, even the eyes, the blood come out through the eyes. Yeah, because she got pneumonia already. One of the lungs is not working, and the temperature just shot up every day. And of course, my wife prayed very hard, and after 10 days in the hospital in ICU, I said, Dr. Motai, can you follow me and give your opinion about this girl? He says that, I think there is no hope, but you pray for miracle. And when he mentioned the word pray for miracle, then out of nowhere, a Chinese nurse, Chinese lady, I think her name is Sister Shirley. And every day, because after work I go and see her, they will do to suck the phlegm out. She will cry, scream, while sucking out the phlegm. And this Sister Shirley, on that occasion in the evening, when she performed the phlegm, sucking out the phlegm, she never cried, Then after that, we asked her, hey, sister, all the other, every day she will cry and scream. How come? He said, I pray first before I do the procedure. And I said, I saw her wearing a cross. I said, sister, can I have dinner with you? Buy you dinner after this? I said, can. But you say, I'm vegetarian, Then during dinner, I said, sister, how did you manage to calm her down? He said, I say my Gayatri Mantra. But I said, sister, you what? Are you a Christian? Yeah, I am Christian. Then she narrated the story of how she met Swami, and she served in Puttaparthi Super Specialist Hospital for 5 years.
Oh, so she's a devotee of Swami.
Yeah, but she's a Christian. And then she says that after the 5 years, the Indian government refused to allow me to stay. Then she says, Swami said, you have choice to go back or you marry a local here. But then the day she take care of this niece of mine called Natalie, she recovered, totally. But then the doctor says that since one of the lungs is totally not working, already it has to take it off. So Dr. Motaya wrote a prescription and said, don't do it in...
Take off the lung?
Yes, one of it. Then Dr. Motaya said, don't do it in Malaysia because there is no child cardiothoracic surgeon. Do it in Singapore. So they brought the girl to Singapore, and we were in Puttaparthi. And my wife prayed for miracle. After that, she called back the sister. The doctor said both the lungs are totally healthy. Amazing, right? Yeah. That's the first time I met Swami's miracle. Swami stopped 2 planes from taking off through me to save a life of a 2-year-old. And today the girl is 28 years old. And then I narrate another story. That was the year 1999. My father has a stroke, and the stroke leave him a living vegetable. Yeah, living vegetable. And so he's totally paralyzed. So on and off, he needs to be admitted to ICU because he has got pneumonia. That was and every Saturday after work, I would drove from KL to Malacca. That's my hometown. This is a 2-hour journey. And one of those Saturdays I was driving back home, quite near to my house, it was only about 10 kilometers away.
Which year was it?
1999.
99.
I dozed off. When I dozed off, and I awake, and the car hit a telephone pole, and the telephone pole is actually a wooden telephone pole. The size of the pole is about the size of this chair, and
1 foot thick.
Yes, and the pole broke into two, and it's held by the wire. I can see the pole coming right to my face, about to hit the windscreen. But before hitting the windscreen, it's like somebody pushed the pole away, turned the other 180 degrees, and hit the boot. So the boot was totally damaged. So it's the front of the bonnet. But had the pole actually come straight to my face, I think I would be here today. So who actually pushed the pole away to go and hit the boot? Must be him, right? Right.
Wonderful, yeah.
And then sometimes my father goes into the ICU, and then at night, after work, 6-7 o'clock at night, I would drove all the way to Malacca to visit him. Then I leave Malacca about 11 o'clock, come back home to KL, 2-hour journey drive alone. And that one occasion, I actually dozed off. And when I realized it, I'm actually at the toll booth to pay the toll. Who drove that distance of about 15 kilometers? I don't know.
Oh, you slept and you kept
Yeah.
there.
I remember I dozed off at this place called Bangi. And when I awoke, I'm actually at the Sungai Besi toll booth. 20-kilometer journey. Who has been driving the car? That's my personal experience.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And in the year 2007, I was in Kunming in China, and I received a call from my brother.
So you had gone for work or travel?
Yeah. I was actually, I took a break. I bring my wife, follow some friends. We went to Kunming in China. I received a call from my brother, said, hey, you have to come back. Mother is in coma, very critical condition. She has got 3 or 4 heart attacks at one go. So I told my brother, we took MAS plane. I cannot just, because MAS planes don't fly every day. So I said, if whatever happened, I think it's God's will. I said, Swami, I'm here now. My mother is in this condition. I leave everything to you. You decide whatever you want to do. And I came back. My mother was still in coma. And me and my wife went in. That was in Dongxin Hospital. And we chant the Gayatri Mantra, no, nothing happened. Then I remember, Swami said, when you chant your Gayatri Mantra, you must be very wholeheartedly, very pure in your thoughts. And so I don't know, Swami says that children are pure in everything. Now my son, 4 years old, I said, hey, after his kindergarten, we smuggle him inside the ICU and ask him to chant. Gayatri. But he knows how to chant the Gayatri Mantra. I said, boy, you chant the Gayatri Mantra for your grandma. So he chant the Gayatri Mantra. I said, we see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow, my mother awoke, eyes open, but she cannot talk, but she knows how to hand signal, this and that. Amazing. This proves Swami says when you chant Gayatri Mantra, it must be very pure. That miracle will happen.
This was Sai Gayatri or Bhurva Swaha?
Sai Gayatri. No, Gayatri Mantra.
Om Bhurva Swaha.
Om Bhurva Swaha. Amazing. And the next day it happened, Amazing, right? actually for a couple of months to allow us to take care of her.